use them to help her to carry out the physical abuse that she wanted to carry out. And the boys, from when they were very, very young, they were taught to do whatever the mother wanted, and so that's what they did.
What kind of mother would do that?
De situatie liep nog meer uit de hand.
What makes borderline personality disorder persons dangerous is their impulsivity, their erratic behavior, their predisposition to violence.
I believe that Teresa Knorr was a truly evil person. No signs of any empathy towards anyone in the family structure. This is a woman without a soul.
I don't know what to do. Believe me, I've asked myself 100 times, why didn't I just take my sisters and run?
Welkom terug bij Reportage. In oktober 1993 wordt de politie gebeld door een jonge vrouw. Zij vertelt de politie een verhaal dat bijna te gruwelijk is om waar te zijn. Ze vertelt hoe haar moeder al haar kinderen heeft gemarteld en hoe zij 2 van haar bloedeigen dochters op gruwelijke wijze heeft vermoord. De politie vraagt zich af wat ze aan moeten met dit bizarre verhaal van Terry, de enige nog levende dochter van Teresa Knorr.
Please. I just think it's time that she pays for what she did.
Terry called the police. She had finally found a way in which to deal with the terrors that she had experienced as a child.
Terry's moeder, Teresa, was labiel en gevaarlijker dan ooit.
Susan apparently was the first one targeted because she was the only one who would talk back to her mother and in so doing become a competitor.
Door de drank nam het krankzinnige gedrag van Teresa toe.
One of the reasons that Teresa, the mother, explained why she was doing this to Susan was she felt that Susan was a witch.
She actually believed that her daughter was a witch and that she was casting spells which affected the entire family.
I think that was part of her excessive drinking, that Teresa had developed what's called a substance-induced psychotic disorder, where she really begins having delusions about the events that surround her.
Teresa dwong haar zoons om hun zusters pijn te doen.
I think that the boys complied with Teresa in hitting their sister to keep from being abused themselves. That it's better to join the aggressor than to protect the victim. They also turn their sisters into objects as a way of keeping them from feeling guilty rather than humans being abused.
Terry vertelt dat haar broers bijbaantjes mochten hebben en vrienden mochten maken van haar moeder. De meisjes daarentegen moesten binnenblijven.
Teresa was very authoritarian, very controlling. She basically had a tight ring around them. And they were indoctrinated into this highly dysfunctional family and a way of living, and it was basically normal for them.
I don't know what to do. Believe me, I've asked myself 100 times, why didn't I just take my sisters and run?
Terry vertelt dat haar alleenstaande moeder extra geld nodig had. In 1980 hield de politie van Sacramento de 15-jarige Suzanne Knorr aan. De agenten verdachten haar van huis te zijn weggelopen en zich te prostitueren. Ze smeekte hen haar niet naar huis te brengen en ze vertelde over de mishandelingen. Maar haar moeder bleek een goede leugenaar.
Back then, agencies tended to believe the parent over the child. They could not conceive that a parent could do something as violent and as sadistic as Teresa did to her children.
Her mother made Terry tell the authorities from Child Protective Services that there was no abuse going on in the home, that there were no problems, and that's what occurred, and Susan was eventually released back to the home.
Suzanne's schreeuw om hulp bleek een fatale fout te zijn. Ze werd gevangen gehouden in huis en haar broers moesten haar bewaken.
They're still emotionally being controlled by the person that abused them, and that's probably what happened to both William and Robert.
This is the neighborhood adjacent to the mobile home park, and the apartment complex is where the Knorr family lived at the time.
De lichamelijke en geestelijke mishandeling ging door. Teresa dwong haar kinderen overmatig te eten en ze vertelde angstaanjagende verhalen voor het slapen gaan om ze in toom te houden.
Teresa believed that she was a good mother. She also, however, was very violent with them, and by giving the children both experiences, she taught the children that she could both give and take away her love.
In juni 1983 liep een ruzie uit de hand.
Susan was shot in the chest. The bullet didn't actually hit any vital organs. Terry told me her mother placed Susan in the bathtub and worked on giving her care so that she could recover from this wound.
Terry moest haar zus verzorgen. Teresa's plotselinge bezorgdheid voor haar dochter weerspiegelde haar labiele geestelijke gezondheid.
Teresa was able to shoot Susan and then turn right around and start treating her because she did not have this capacity for seeing the consequences of her acts.
She kept her in the bathtub for about a month, nursing her back to health.
De kinderen, die door jarenlange mishandeling doodsbang waren voor hun moeder, vertelden het aan niemand. Teresa had een andere kant. Ze verzorgde zieke en oude mensen in ziekenhuizen en bejaardentehuizen in de buurt.
Persons with borderline personality disorder can function adequately in society. They can act as if they are a good mother. They can act as if they are a good employee.
Teresa Knorr mishandelde haar dochter Suzanne en schoot haar neer. Hierna verzorgde ze haar tot ze weer op de been was. Wat er daarna gebeurde is bijna niet te geloven. Soms kwam Teresa met cadeautjes thuis, maar niet al haar kinderen kregen iets.
She used the indulgences as a way of manipulating the children, so that if they confronted her about her violence, she could in turn say, well, don't you remember when I took you to Disneyland? Don't you remember when I took you to the movies? Don't you remember when I took you out to dinner?
Car keys?
Good mothers do these kinds of things. How could you think that I'm a bad mother?
Are you serious? I can't believe it. Oh my gosh.
Well, you deserve it.
Thank you. Yeah, these are almost fun.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
I love you, boy.
One minute she could be sweet and kind, and then the next minute she was this evil, devil-like woman. You never knew what you were going to get with her.
Ze schoot haar dochter Suzanne neer en verzorgde haar tot ze weer gezond was, om vervolgens